What's up, everybody? Super Heavy Sam here with I guess this is going to be considered a podcast because it's going to be longer than it usually is. Because I wanted to do something kind of different, seeing that this is the end of the year. A new year is coming, so I wanted to talk about my usual what I've read up until this point. New comic book day was Wednesday, but I wasn't able to get it Wednesday. I got it yesterday, Friday. So if you see this, it's probably going to be Sunday or Monday or something like that. And I just wanted to ramble on about things that I had planned, things that I'm going to do, and so on and so forth. So we're just going to dive right into it with the, I guess, weekly reads and just go over that. First off, we got the Green Lantern Green Arrow World's Finest Special. This was a good read. I really, really need to get on board with Green Arrow. I feel like he's a very slept on character, and I really need to find a starting point for him. This was really good. I've noticed that it's really hard to talk about comics, at least for me, without spoiling. So there's going to be spoilers in my videos. I'm gonna put a spoiler warning in the not comment, in the title, description, and to start off the video. It won't always be spoilers, but if you hear a spoiler, you've been warned. Um, so we got Hal and geez, I forgot Green Arrow's real name. Geez, Oliver. We have Hal and Oliver on vacation. You know, they're going on a road trip, and apparently going on a road trip with Hal is pretty hard because he wants to stop at every nook and cranny uh, place that he sees. They saw like the biggest ball of yarn and things like that. And Oliver makes the comment that they should have been back like a week ago, but he's with Hal, so what do you expect? But they end up getting attacked by, I guess you can say, Deathstroke. And pretty much it's just a battle with Deathstroke. Hal gets taken out, comes back, Oliver tracks him down. They end up taking him out, which leads into another story that's actually in the book because they kind of make it seem like it's going to be another story where Deathstroke goes after the Flash, and then it's Green Lantern and Flash taking out Deathstroke. And then you find out that Deathstroke was hired and he has his own plan. But this was a good read. I definitely need to find out a good starting point for Green Arrow because Green Arrow is actually one of my favorite heroes that doesn't have powers. So there was actually a funny story like a long time ago, long time ago. When the Green Arrow show came out, there was a moment where I actually went to Walmart, and this was back when Walmart was open 24/7. And I actually went to Walmart to look for a bow and arrow because I had it in my mind I was going to turn into a vigilante. Not actually do vigilante stuff. I just wanted to own a bow and arrow because I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. So yeah, Green Lantern, World Finest Special, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, amazing book. We have Daily Tales of Gunslinger. This is like a more in-depth origin story about Gunslinger. Pretty much just like you already know his backstory, but this just goes more in depth, and it's a good read, pretty good read. We have the Power Fantasy. So this is issue 5, and amazing storytelling, amazing art. But for me personally, I am gonna have to go back and read this over again because, frankly, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, if you were to ask me, like, tell you about the book, I would tell you about the book. But if you ask me, like, what the book is about, I honestly couldn't tell you. The most I can tell you is there are these people who can literally destroy the world at the snap of a finger, but I feel like they've gone over their purpose and I'm just missing it. So, good story, good art. I just have to read it again to go back and like kind of like grasp the concept of what they want and things like that. Wolverine. This is Daken. If you don't know who Daken is, it's Wolverine's son, and pretty much he's possessed by a demon that supposedly does good now because it was fused with Wolverine and kind of like changed his like outlook on things. And now Daken has it, and he does weird things. Like he does good things, but he kind of takes it too far. Like let's say somebody's robbing a bank and he's in the bank making a withdrawal. He will stop the bank robber, but mutilate him and make art out of it. And he just wants to find out what's wrong with him. So he gets with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange tells him where he needs to go. And that's pretty much where the story starts from there. Well, we'll begin from there. Power Rangers Prime issue 2. This is an amazing kind of like all in absolute. And this is Power Rangers version Prime. This is an amazing take, amazing turn on Power Rangers because we get Power Rangers. Power Rangers aren't. How can I say it? Power Rangers aren't around. I guess you could say there was this big war. They fought the war. Power Rangers are pretty much no more, or they're like in exile and stuff. So the Earth is taken over by Eltarians. So the Earth is ran by Eltarian government and whatnot. So we have, I don't remember her name, but she is the Samurai Red Ranger, her, and pretty much it's her. And VR troopers are pretty much like, I guess you can say, the Power Rangers of this world, which was amazing for a lot of people because you got Power Rangers and VR troopers in the same comic book. I don't know much about VR troopers, but the way people hype them up, it's amazing. The story has been great so far because they're trying to like keep her safe. Now she's met people that's like keeping her hidden and safe, and it's obvious that they're going to turn into the Power Rangers. But issue 2 ends with one of the friends kind of like betraying them and telling the VR trooper like, "Hey, she's here, come get her, because I'm not trying to get in trouble for this crap." So can't wait for issue 3. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 5, which is still continuing on from the first 4 issues, where we pretty much meet Leo, Michael, Mikey, no, Leo, Mikey, Donnie, and Ralph. Uh, each of those got their own comic book, and again, it's a continuation. They're kind of like coming back together because the Foot Clan, or yeah, the Foot Clan, pretty much is running the city now, and yeah, Ninja Turtles are making their way back to fight the Foot Clan. Ultimate Spider-Man issue 12. This has been a hot book of the week that it came out. Still is a hot book. People are still looking for it, trying to read it, and it's been good. So the ending was a twist. I won't spoil that, but it's a Christmas special, it's a Christmas issue special type of thing. Everybody's at Peter and Mary's house, and I say Mary Jane's house, and they're just having fun, spending time with family. You see family quarrels and stuff like that, and then in the end, you get a huge twist that I'm not going to spoil. So definitely pick it up. It's a hot book. We have Ahsoka issue 6. So Thrawn has been found. He is in the comic book now. He's making moves and stuff like that. And Ahsoka and I forgot the robot's name are on their way to them. The friend that kind of like backstab Ahsoka pretty much got the I forgot the latest names. I am horrible with names. But pretty much Thrawn is back. Thrawn is back. And can't wait to see where everything goes from here. Spawn kills every Spawn. This is the conclusion issue. Really good. Doesn't end the way you think it ends. And what's funny is Chibi Spawn actually points that out in the beginning because he doesn't want you to read the comic book. He says, "Stop reading." Oh my gosh, you're still reading. All right, I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you what happens. Again, I'm not going to spoil this because it's funny. If you haven't read this at all, I beg you to because it is so funny. Like if you pay attention to the background, you see like little tidbits. Like you see Elmo spawns, like you see Sesame Street spawns, and it's so funny. This is a very funny read. If you like Spawn and you just need a break from Spawn but still want to read Spawn, I highly recommend picking this up. We have Ultimate Universe 1 year in. This right here was a mind bender because you see Nick Fury on the front. It is about him. Again, another book I'm not going to spoil because the ending was just so twisty that it made it good. The read all the way through was good, but that ending, oh my goodness, it just left you like, whoa. So definitely pick it up. Is it detrimental to read? No, but it's a good read. Black Lightning issue 2. We continue on from issue one. You just got Mr. Pierce here, just trying to get his family back on track. Nissa is dealing with some things right now, and she feels like her father just she feels like her father just isn't there for her in a way. He is, but she wants her father, not Black Lightning. She wants her father, and so you're dealing with that and trying to deal with meta crisis going on. So it's just Black Lightning trying to deal with his family and the things going on in the city after the absolute power, Amanda Waller situation. So good read if you're a Black Lightning fan or just want an introduction to Black Lightning. This does kind of like give you a good start. Good start. You can pick this up and just start reading it, but it will lead you into like kind of like going back and doing your research on who Black Lightning is and things like that. I highly recommend the show. I don't know if it's still on Netflix or not, but the show is really, really good. And if you watch the show and then you go to read this, you're good. You're caught up pretty much. Green Lantern issue 18. Um, this was one of the ones. I honestly do not remember this book at all. I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't even remember like what happened in it. This is a podcast anyway, so it's gonna be minimal editing in this. Let's see. All I will have to do is just flip through the books. Okay, yeah. This is when they battle Lord Premier and I think his nephew or something. They end up winning and whatnot. Good action. But right here in the end, it says Civil Corp is over, but the mission lives on. The next chapter begins in Green Lantern 19 and Green Lantern Fracture Spectrum. So there's a lot going on with the emotional spectrum, and I think they're about to dabble in that because it's something that they've always mentioned in all the Green Lantern books, especially the Guardians. Like, I think it's leaning more towards, this is why we don't show emotions. This is why we need to control our emotions because things like this can happen. And the fractal spectrum is probably the start of that because now you have uh, court, court members who can harness other emotions. You got Green Lanterns who can just get mad and all of a sudden they have the power of a Red Lantern, and it's trippy. This is just a cool cover. I got Green Lantern, and then this is I believe a facsimile that I picked up. So, did I read this? No, I did not read this. But this is kind of like my way of getting like the old comic books and stuff, and that cover is cool. So those were my reads leading up to this video that I've read. Also been reading a lot of the Spawn Compendium. I'm a little less than halfway through that. Been taking a lot of breaks because it's compendiums and omnibuses. It's kind of like when you realize how big that book is and then how much you have to read. Some people can read fast, but to me, I'm like, damn, I'm not even halfway through this book yet. Shit. But been doing that. So that's going to be on hold because I have to read my new comic books that I'm about to show you guys, and then I'll get back to that. But first off, we have Blade issue 3, the Polybag Red Band version. I don't even think they have any regular versions of this, not that I've seen. But Blade is pretty much trying to figure out, what's going on. He was to himself, he was isolated, he exiled himself, and now he's being drawn back into some shenanigans, and he has to stop it. Ultimate Black Panther 11. This is really, really going off. You got Storm and Killmonger going off. You got T'Challa going off against Khonshu. I believe it is either Raw or Khonshu. But things are really getting heavy. And now that we're on the topic of Black Panther, it might just be me, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but it almost feels like Black Panther is, how can I say it? Almost feels like Black Panther and Wakanda are stuck in their own dimensional rift because it seems like no matter what happens, it almost seems like Black Panther and Wakanda aren't affected. If you take the King in Black story, it's like they're in Wakanda and it's almost like they don't know what's going on. Like they know what's going on, but it almost seems like it doesn't affect them, like it's affecting the rest of the city. And of course, Black Panther is able to figure out how to stop, the Grindles and the King in Black from really invading Wakanda. And then you got the Ultimate series. Everybody else lost their powers but Black Panther didn't. But there's things going on around Wakanda that they have to stop. So it almost seems like they're in their own dimensional rift where they really don't get too affected. Because when I read Ultimate Spider-Man and the Ultimates and kind of like got a gist of the story, you see Ultimate Black Panther, and it's kind of like, oh man, is this going to be like they never found vibranium? Is this going to be they never found the heart-shaped herb? Like, nope, nope. They still find vibranium. Heart-shaped herb still exists. It's almost like nothing really affects Wakanda when it comes to these storylines. And again, not saying that in a bad way, but I'm just making an observation. Next up, we have Violator issue 4 of 6. This has been a really good Violator kind of like origin that I've really been enjoying. Like I said, I'm picking up a lot of Spawn stuff. This new Spawn universe has been great. There's older Violator things that I did want to pick up just to see what it's about, but this right here is kind of like a origin for Violator. It tells you about his time in heaven and what led him to be an outcast, him meeting Maldabola and things like that. So I've really been enjoying Violator. He is very entertaining. We have Sam and Twitch Case Files issue 9. So Sam came, saved Twitched in the last issue, figured out about all the murders that was going on in the city that he went to, that Twitch went to, and now this pretty much is the aftermath of all that. So like I said in previous videos, Sam went on, turned a new leaf. He's been working out, eating good, came to a lot of like realizations and had a lot of epiphanies about things, and he just wants his friend back. So we're going to see where that picks up here, and hopefully it's good because all the other issues have been good. Rat City issue 9, I love the black and white cover on this, but yeah, we're just going more into, I forgot the guy's name again, the main character. He pretty much has to power up Spawn, but it's more of a futuristic Spawn. And in the last issue, he was doing things, but he didn't know he was doing it. It was kind of like this, the Spawn suit was taking him over. So we're going to see again the aftermath of everything that happened from issue 8, which they were found. He pretty much went berserk mode, started taking everybody out, and we're going to see where that goes from there. It's been a good read, very entertaining, very enjoyable. A lot of the Spawn lore you kind of like can piece into this. So although this is a standalone comic book, this is on like new Spawn series. You do see traces of like things from the older Spawn comics in this, and and it makes it a fun read. It makes it an easy read. It makes it enjoyable. Justice League issue 2, Justice League issue 1 ended on a very serious note. You find out that one of the new members is actually sent to take out the Justice League, and that's just how it ended. So we're going to pick up with more of the story here. You got the Justice League coming back together. They're a team again. They're more reformed. They're more solid. They're more organized. And things like that. And they're just out, just taking on crisis. And some of them are easy, some of them are hard, like I said, but they're more organized. So, the Watchtower is set up to pick up these crises and say, okay, these heroes will be best suited for what's going on here. So they send them off and things like that. So, good read. If you're a fan of Justice League, you should be reading this. So there's the same Power Rangers Prime issue 2, but the difference is this is the Zeo cover. Apparently, each issue is going to have a cover from one of the OG Ranger teams. I think the first one was Mighty Morphin, but I wasn't able to get one of those covers. But if I find one, I'm picking it up. This one is Zeo. I know issue 5 is going to be Turbo from what I saw. So this is more so me being a cover whore again, because I said I never pick up variants, but you got to. They did have a virgin cover of this, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna cheap out and just get the regular variant. In Green Lantern Dark, uh, the concept is really, really good. Everything is dark, and you got pretty much the last Green Lantern who uses her power to take out these dark creatures, and it's really good because she scrolls into this little town, this little colony, and they ask her for help. She turns it down, but she ends up helping them, and I think she's here to stay. So I'm gonna read this and see what other shenanigans they get up to. And that is it as far as like physical comic books go. So at this point, I'm just going to ramble. So, one of the things that I wanted to do before the year was over was read all those comics that are behind me. And when I say I failed, I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I didn't complete my goal. But I did go in. I went balls to the wall trying to knock out a lot of those comics. I did finish the Green Lantern runs. At this point, I'm finishing off Spawn. Once I finish off and catch up with Spawn, I do. It's just going and going and going and going and going. But I'm saying it in the most fun way possible because it's almost like you're once and correct me if I'm in if you feel this way, let me know in the comments. But it's like when you read all your comic books, that opens so many doors to what you can do because now you you aren't really hunting at that point. You're just looking for good stories to read, and then you get it. Because my next read is probably going to be The Nightwings by Tom Taylor, and I'm at a point now where I feel like I shouldn't be buying comic books for that reason because I have so much to read. So it's like, why are you buying comic books that you aren't even going to get to for a while? And that's just my thought. And it's been helping. I haven't really been buying anything. I mean, I'm gonna buy the rest of those Tom Taylor Nightwings. I think I have two more trade paperbacks to get, and it's all about discipline. It's like you can keep buying comics, but it's like you're never going to get to them, and you're going to get discouraged, and then you're going to start putting stuff off to the side to keep to start the stuff that you just bought, and then when you're reading that stuff, and it's like, ah, man, I didn't even finish reading this yet. So I did put a hold on buying comics, unless it's new comic book day stuff, and I'm gonna again go into 2025 reading. I'm gonna clear off that shelf, and the reason I say clear off the shelf is because it's like, well, when I finish reading them, I put them in my boxes, which I am working on getting a filing cabinet so I can better organize. That way, when I'm doing stuff, I can, instead of just flipping boxes, I can just open a drawer, shift through, it'll be organized, and make better content. And I feel like that's what's holding me back is organization of my comics. And because I'm looking through TikTok and uh YouTube reels and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I have that book. It's hot. People are talking about it, but I don't know where mine is. Well, I don't know which box mine is in, and that holds me back. So going into 2025, still reading, still trying to clear off that shelf. I'm not going to buy anything. I'm pretty sure my wallet would appreciate that, and I'm just going to read what I got. New comic book day stuff, read it, go back into the old. New comic book day stuff, read it, go back into the old. And yeah, so that's the plan for that. Another thing is I really need to start pushing out content. It's easier said than done. I've really been making excuses, and this is me being serious right now. My shyness is really killing me. Anxiety is really killing me because there's going to be if you I may add it. There's a video that I did in a comic book store, and I kind of like explain it in that. So this might be me just repeating myself. I have three local comic book shops near me. I have one near my job that I literally pass every day, and I have literally one that way and one that way. Like the one this way is like 5 minutes, the one that way is like 10 minutes. And literally all of them gave me permission to record in their shop. I told them I do it for YouTube, do it for TikTok. They said, "Oh yeah, man, go ahead. We don't care," you know. And my shyness and my anxiety because one, I'm not used to doing it, so just recording just feels weird because I feel like people are looking at me, and then when people looking at me and they see that you're recording, oh, am I in your video? I don't want to be in your video. Why are you recording me? And that's the stuff that just plays in my head. It doesn't even happen. It just plays in my head, and it's like I don't want to do this. But the video that I'm going to play before this one even starts, I go into the comic book store, I browse the shelves and stuff, I pick up the Power Ranger comic and stuff. So I really, really need to break that shyness and that anxiety and my girlfriend actually gets on me because when it comes time to record, I use the excuse that, we live in a one bedroom apartment. So it's like where we are, like literally in front of me, is the couch and then the TV. And I use the excuse on her that, oh, well, you're watching TV, so I don't want to record and be talking and make you pause your videos and stuff. And then, I don't want to talk so loud that our baby's sleeping and she wakes up and she gets on me and she's like, babe, I can go in the room. We have a TV in the room. I will probably go in there, lay down, watch TV, and then me and her will go to sleep. You can record. Just tell me. And I use that as an excuse, which is bad. So, and my girlfriend also, she has a plan that she wants one of us to stop working. She wants us to, do really good with our content creating, that one of us just doesn't have to work. One of us will still work, but it'll just be one of us actually gets, to stay home with our daughter. We can X out daycare, and one of us can be a stay-at-home parent, make content, the other person, works. And then when everything's said and done, neither one of us are working because we made the proper moves, we made the proper investments that none of us has to work. So I really, really want to see her vision come true, and she really wants to see my vision come true of me really putting out content, connecting with people, and building a brand, building an audience. Because I like talking about comic books. I like talking about comic books. I like talking about Power Rangers, anime, manga. I like talking about it all. But that leads me to the next thing where it's like, I feel like nobody's listening. And that's kind of discouraging to me. And the reason I say that is because I take a video, right? I make a little short, make a little 30-second video, right? I'll post it on TikTok, get no more than 10 likes, if that. Like, matter of fact, that's just being nice. No more than 5 likes. Of course, you got the 200, 300 view jail. Literally, I'll post it to YouTube and I'll get like no more than 20 likes, like almost 1,000 views. And it's like, TikTok sucks. Like, nobody's listening. And with YouTube, with shorts, nobody like really watches YouTube shorts. People do, of course, because you get high numbers, but I'm not seeing any results. And I know I'm contradicting myself because it's like, well, you like talking about it, so like, why does that even matter? I don't know. I just let things bother me, right? And I know that I shouldn't because that's what's holding me back. But sometimes I just can't help it, and it's something that I'm working on. And this video and the video of me going to the comic book store and actually recording is the first step into breaking that. Because I want to make content. It's fun. It's fun. Look, I'm sitting here in front of the camera just rambling, and I just want to be somebody that people can relate to. Like, because I'm not perfect. I'm not any of these other TikTokers and YouTubers who just can sit here and remember issues and remember names and things like that, because I can't. I can't. Like, literally, I'm the type of person, like, if I read a comic book, I am going to have to make a spreadsheet of names, powers and abilities, synopsis, and then that's how I can remember. But at the same time, it's like, bro, I go through like maybe 50 comic books a month. That's a lot of damn spreadsheets. But it's one of the things that you kind of like have to do in order to, like, work on that. So again, just a lot of things that I'm working on, a lot of things I'm trying to achieve, um, a lot of things that I have planned that I really need to put into effect. I'm trying to be more active in groups. I'm part of Discord groups and part of Facebook groups where I kind of like just sit in the back. Actually had a moment where there was a TikToker that says, "Hey, I'm trying to start a podcast. Who wants to get in on it?" That would have been a perfect opportunity for me to hop in on that, and I didn't take it. Is that offer still up? Probably, but I really need to make that push forward and really, really get active, especially when I have a supportive family like mine. My girlfriend supports it 100%. Uh, Again, because like I said, all I have to do is tell her, "Hey, I want to record." She'll make sure I can. I don't know. I just feel like doing so is a bother to her, and she reminds me every single time that it's not. But other than that, that's really all I have for today. As things happen, I'll make shorts, make TikToks and things like that, and upload it. But I just wanted to take a moment to talk to you guys, let you guys know what's going on. Oh yeah, something else too. Streaming. So I used to stream, and the reason I stopped streaming is because again I wasn't getting good view counts, and again it's one of those things where I was just making excuses. Oh, nobody's watching me. But then I realized, I mean, as long as if you just hit stream and just start playing a game and just start talking, people are going to join in, and that's what I need to get into my head, because you see how I say it, but then I don't do it. But again, something that I am working on. It's pretty early. It's like 7 o'clock, so like in the morning. So there's nothing stopping me from firing up Marvel Rivals and then just streaming it and then just playing. Like whether who watches or not, I'm making the effort, and I think that's what it boils down to: making the effort. As long as I sit back and wallow in self pity that nobody watches or likes my content, nothing's getting done. I know for a fact there's a group of people that's just like, man, I wish there was somebody who didn't know what the hell they were talking about that I can watch and enjoy. Like he knew what he was talking about, but he didn't know what he was talking about. If that makes sense, it's like, okay, he's talking about Green Lantern, but damn, he can't remember any damn names. But yeah, so that's what's going on, and I just repeated myself again. But that's what I got, and that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I'm not even going to go through the whole spiel because everybody at this point knows how to support content creators. So if you like it, hook your boy up. Let me know. Yeah, Super Sam.